Let's get right into it. What is the spiritual dream meaning of hostages?
2,321. Think about that number. What would you do if someone just stole that many days from your life?
Well, for one woman, that question isn't some hypothetical. It was her reality. Her name is Ingrid Betancourt.
So, picture this. It's February 2002. Ingrid Betancourt, she's a presidential candidate in Colombia, a mother of two, is driving through what was supposed to be a safe zone, and then a guerrilla checkpoint. Within hours, just like that, she was a hostage of the FARC.
For the next 6 years, 4 months, and 9 days, this was her world. Chained to trees in the Amazon, starved and humiliated, marched through the jungle with a chain around her neck like an animal. She tried to escape 4 separate times, and each time she was punished for it, brutally.
But here's the thing. They could chain her body, they could break her down, but there was one place they could not touch: her inner life.
Out there, in the deepest darkness of the jungle, the captivity actually cracked her open spiritually. She started having these vivid, almost electric dreams. And to her, they were a lifeline, a direct communication from something far greater than our horrifying circumstances.
And when she was finally rescued, she wasn't broken. Not at all. She was transformed. She is living, breathing proof that a dream about captivity is never just about being trapped. It's a demand from your soul to finally face something you've been avoiding.
So let's bring this to you. When hostages appear in your dreams, and it doesn't matter if you're the one in chains or the one holding them, your subconscious is not being dramatic. It's being precise.
This is not just a nightmare you can shake off in the morning. This is what we call a spiritual siren. It's an alarm bell, a loud one, signaling that some part of your soul absolutely refuses to be held captive 1 second longer.
And the translation from dream to life is usually shockingly direct. So ask yourself, honestly, does that feeling of being chained in the dream feel a lot like that toxic relationship? Does being trapped map perfectly onto that suffocating job? Is that feeling of helplessness a mirror for impossible family demands? Or maybe being silenced by your own internal beliefs? The connection is rarely subtle.
So let's dive into this. And listen, these aren't soft, feel-good questions. They are survival questions. First, who or what in your waking life has you chained right now? Name it.
Second, and this one's harder, are you the hostage? Or have you made someone else a prisoner of your expectations?
Third, what part of you has been captive for so long that it has simply stopped trying to get free?
And finally, what would it actually cost you to negotiate your own freedom? What is the price?
Look, here's the crucial point. If you ignore what this dream is telling you, you will keep living a life that looks free on the outside, but feels like a jungle on the inside.
From a psychological lens, this is your brain's threat detection system waving a massive red flag. Spiritually, it's your higher self screaming, "This is not your life. Reclaim it." You know what? They're both right, and together they are urgent.
So let me be perfectly clear. Your dream is not a nightmare.
It is a diagnosis. And a diagnosis, when you take it seriously, saves your life.
Think about it. Ingrid Betancourt did not survive the jungle just to come home and live a small life. And you did not survive everything you have been through just to keep shrinking.
You survived. So my question is, why are you still shrinking?
Part 2. Look, let's get one thing straight. If your subconscious is hitting you with the same dream over and over again, it's not just random noise. It's an alarm bell. It's an urgent message you absolutely cannot afford to miss. The roles, the details, they all matter. And ignoring this message means you're about to miss a critical turning point in your life. All right, so let's dive right in, starting with the most personal, the most direct form of captivity your mind can show you.
If you are the hostage in your dream, yeah, this is about you right now. It means you're in a situation where your freedom has been completely surrendered. Maybe you handed it over slowly, piece by piece, out of love or maybe out of fear. But here's the spiritual reality check. It's gone.
So what do you do about it? That's the real question. Here's your first move, your first step to breaking free. I want you to find every single part of your life where you catch yourself saying, "I have no choice." Name that job, name that relationship, name that role. You have to name the chain before you can even hope to break it.
And this is where things get complicated. Because this feeling, this sense of being trapped,
it never just stays with us, does it? It always bleeds into our most important relationships.
Oh man, dreaming that someone you love is the hostage? That's just brutal. It's a mirror of that waking nightmare, right? Watching someone you care about, your kid, your partner, a friend, go through a crisis and you feel absolutely powerless to save them. The message here is a tough pill to swallow. Your role is presence, not control.
And this gets right to the heart of it. You've got to ask yourself a really tough question and be honest. Are you trying to rescue them because you love them, or is it because their suffering is just too unbearable for you to witness? The answer to that changes absolutely everything.
Then there's this role, the negotiator. In this dream, you're the one stuck in the middle, the peacemaker between two warring sides. You are carrying an emotional weight that is not yours to carry. And the spiritual message is blunt. Stop. It is not your job to broker this peace.
Okay, we're about to go into some really difficult territory here. This next dream, it's gonna feel uncomfortable, but I need you to stick with me because believe it or not, it is a gift.
What if? What if you're the captor? This dream is a wake-up call that you are the one holding someone emotionally hostage. Maybe through guilt, maybe through manipulation, or just straight-up control. You're keeping another person prisoner to your needs.
Look, your first instinct is going to be to run from this. Don't. You have to sit with this ugly truth. Identify the person in that dream and ask yourself, what am I so terrified will happen if I just let them be free? That fear, right there, that is where your work begins.
So feeling trapped isn't always about a person-to-person fight, you know? Sometimes it's this kind of paralysis we feel, coming from the systems we're in, or just from our own inaction.
If you're dreaming about a hostage situation at work or at school, that's your subconscious telling you your identity is being suppressed. Your voice, your creativity, who you really are, it's all being held captive by someone else's rules, and it is costing you your soul. So here's your assignment. The very next meeting you're in, the next class, say one true thing you would normally just swallow. Just one. Because make no mistake, that silence is how soul death begins.
Dreaming, you're watching from the outside, means you are a witness to suffering, yours or someone else's, and you are frozen. It's a dream about moral urgency, and the truth that witnessing without acting is its own kind of prison.
All right, but it's not all doom and gloom. What happens when the dream isn't about the problem, but about the solution? Some of these hostage dreams are actually escape plans.
Okay, pay close attention to the contrast here. A failed rescue dream doesn't mean you failed. It means your method was wrong, not your goal. The action step? Get an outside perspective. It's strategy, not weakness. But if you dream of escaping, that's a sign you are on the verge of a breakthrough. The door is unlocked. Your soul is rehearsing. Your job is to take one real, irreversible step toward freedom this week. And if you dream that you are finally released, you need to take that seriously. For real. It's a prophetic dream. It means a season of bondage is ending. Your soul is ready for it, even if your conscious mind is still terrified. This isn't a fantasy. It's a blueprint.
You know, Ingrid Betancourt was held captive for 6 years. Her chains were real. Yours might be invisible, but as she says, invisible chains are still chains, and they still cut.
Which brings us to the most urgent signal of all. The final warning your subconscious will send when you are just not paying attention.
If you are having the same hostage dream over and over, listen to me. Your subconscious isn't whispering anymore. It is screaming. You are not listening. The message is urgent and it's being ignored. This is no longer optional. This is spiritual triage. So stop trying to get rid of the dream. Start listening to it. For the next 2 weeks, without fail, keep a journal by your bed. The moment you wake up, write down every single detail. The location, the faces, the feeling. Pattern recognition is the fastest way to get the message.
Because when you get right down to it, every single one of these dreams, from being the captive to being the captor, boils down to this one core truth. Something in your life, your voice, your joy, your anger, your true self, has been contained when it was meant to be free.
The question is no longer what the dream means. You have the map now. The only question left is, will you follow it?
Part 3.
So let's get one thing crystal clear. What you're about to hear are not suggestions. They aren't gentle ideas to think about. These are direct orders. They are action items, and they're designed to break you free. Look,
Understanding why you're having the dream is a complete waste of time if you don't do something about it. Your dream isn't asking for more analysis, it's commanding you to act now.
We start on the inside, because that's where the battle begins. You have to change the landscape in your own mind before you have any hope of changing your world.
First up, this is for the woman who lives in her head. The overthinker, the analyzer, the one who has completely tuned out what her own soul is screaming at her.
Pay attention, your dream is a rescue mission. If you ignore it, it will get louder. So here's the protocol. The second you wake up, within 60 seconds, you write everything down. Who was the captor? How did you feel? And this is crucial. What do you wish you had done?
You will do this for 21 days straight, no excuses. Use bullet points so you're fast. Then you read all of them back to back. A pattern will jump out at you. That pattern, the one that makes your stomach clench, that is the truth your waking mind has been desperately trying to avoid.
All right, next. This is for the woman whose body is keeping the score, the one who's trying to ignore what her tight shoulders and clenched jaw have known for years.
You need to get this. Your nervous system does not know the difference between a physical chain and an emotional one. To your body, being trapped is being trapped. And if you don't let it go, it will turn into illness. It's that simple. This is not just saying nice words. This is a neurological reset. You are physically teaching your body what freedom feels like. So you stand, you breathe, 4 in, hold for 4, 6 out, and you say it out loud. My body is free. My spirit is working to set the rest of me free too. Every day. This is a command to your nervous system.
Now, for the woman who is spiritually open, the one who knows this dream is more than just a dream. This is for you.
I want you to find 20 minutes of absolute silence, and you're going to go back into that dream space, only this time, you're not the victim. You are a detective. You ask it directly, what are you here to show me? What am I refusing to see? And then you shut up and listen. Write down every single thing that comes up, no matter how ugly.
Okay, the inner work is foundational, but freedom isn't an idea, it's an action. It demands movement out here, in the real world. This one is for the people pleaser. The woman who says yes when her entire body is screaming no. The one drowning in guilt just for thinking about protecting her own peace.
Get a piece of paper, right now. 2 columns. Energize me, drain me. You fill this out with brutal honesty. People, places, activities. Now look at that drain column. Circle the single biggest energy suck in your life and identify the one boundary that would change everything. That's your target.
All right, now I'm talking to the strategist, the woman who has been planning her great escape for years but has never made a single move she couldn't take back.
Let me be blunt. Your plans are a joke. They're just an elaborate cage you've built to keep yourself stuck. An irreversible step? That's sending the resignation email. That's filing the paperwork. That's speaking the truth that burns the bridge down behind you. It's the point of no return.
So what is it? What is your irreversible step? Identify it. Now listen, you have 1 week to do it, and you're going to tell someone you trust that you're doing it. Fear hates accountability.
And finally, this is for the woman who is in therapy but dancing around the real issue, or the woman who's avoiding therapy altogether because she's terrified of what's in there.
Your soul being held captive is a clinical emergency. Treat it like one. I want you to use this exact script. Pick up the phone today, not tomorrow, today, and call a licensed therapist. This sentence cuts through all the BS and gets right to the heart of the work.
And now for the most important part of all of this. We have to shift the entire frame. This is not about surviving, it's not about getting through it, it's about being fundamentally reborn by it. Think about Ingrid Betancourt, 6 years, chained to a tree in the Colombian jungle. She didn't just get out and go back to her old life, she was transfigured. She came out writing poetry, talking about love. The point isn't to get back to who you were, the point is to let this ordeal turn you into who you were always meant to become.
That's what your dream is trying to do. It is an invitation to your own transfiguration. But you have to move. You have to stop tolerating the chains. You have to stop calling your cage safety just because it's familiar.
And let's just stop playing games. You know exactly what this dream means. You have known since the very first time you woke up with your heart pounding in your chest. The time for analysis is over.
So, the only question left, the only one that matters at all, is what are you going to do about it today?